Long story short, nobody inspects the list when they use these go-to-market engineers. Like, oh, this look how great this is. Check out my data table. Cool data table, bro.
When you are trying to go to market, you got to stick to the fundamentals. If I went through every single company manually, would my product radar go off and say this is a good fit? Or would it go off and say this is a bad fit? Most sellers know this. Most owners, founders, VPs of sales, marketers, they know this. Yet they look for the easy button. All right. Welcome back to another episode of Outbound, Fluff, No Sales, the podcast with yours truly.
Outbound, Fluff, No Sales. Yes.
That's going on the blooper reel.
No, it should just, that's how we should enter this one because it's great.
Outbound, Fluff, No Sales.
This is the anti how to go to market.
That's brilliant. Should we go with that? Or is
Outbound,
that ridiculous?
Fluff, No Sales.
No sales.
The anti-outbound strategy podcast.
Oh my God. All right. We're going to be calling this episode Outbound Fluff, No Sales, Anti-Sales Podcast, brought to you by the Outbound Operators. I'm Ronan. This is Ryan. Today we're going to talk to you about one of the biggest scams in the world of go-to-market signals.
Lots of fluff,
signals.
no
Lots
sales.
of fluff, no sales. Hey, we got something here. Let's dive right into it.
Feel good about your list of 10,000 leads that you pulled that are perfect fit based on Ocean.io's lookalike and like all these title searches. And then if you actually inspect the list one-to-one, you quickly realize that you're talking to real estate developers, accounting firms, blasting and spamming with emails. And then within those organizations, you think you're trying to go after, the practice leaders, the doctors, the physicians, but really what you're going after are like, recruiting specialists and lab managers, etc. Long story short, nobody inspects the list when they use these go-to-market engineers. Yeah. Like, oh, look how great this is. Check out my data table. Cool data table, bro.
Drives us crazy. When we run a proof of concept, it's essentially a go-to-market evaluation. What it'll do is it'll spot the weak points in your outbound game strategy, which is comprised of only a few things. You've got your list, you've got your outreach, the SDR, the calling, including the tools that you use, the methodology, the person skill, and then you've got your sales rep, your ability to actually take that stuff that's activated, leads that are ready, interested, have intrigue, intent, and move them through sales cycle to become a customer. Those are the three main parts. When we run a 1 hour, it's a 90-minute session, but it's 1 hour of live calling. 1 hour will sometimes uncover what would take a company 6 to 12 weeks to identify on their own as a gap. And I'll give you a great example of this, Ryan, and I just did one a few hours ago. We were calling a very well-funded company that's expanding into a new product line. It's a super cool product in a hot space. They're trying to come up with some sort of hardware, software, AI solution for doctors, simply so doctors don't have to take notes, and huge time saving, huge efficiency. There's upside also on like insurance billing, whatever. Cool product, well-funded company. We identified in 1 hour that about 32% of their list was bad data. Now, the rest of the session ended with 5 activations. 3 of those were meetings scheduled. We had 11 conversations on 21 connects in the 1 hour of dialing. But this 1 hour uncovered what would have taken them through other campaigns, email, calling without using our methodology and system, LinkedIn, maybe they would have done freebies. It would have taken them probably, 4 or 6 weeks on the fastest side and likely a full quarter to realize, oh, we have a list problem. And we did that in 1 hour. And so we're talking to these people. And since April, in about 6 months, I've had about 120 conversations with potential prospects for Outbound Operator. Always people ask me questions like, well, what do you think about like signals? What do you think about finding intent data and using that? And so when I ask them the obvious question of like, well, how are you going to use that? We'll reach out to them. How are you going to reach out to them? Well, we'll send them an email. Maybe we'll call them. Maybe we'll hit them up on LinkedIn. Oh, and guess what? We actually closed a deal like that once. Once? Aren't you looking for like a repeatable process? This all comes together with when you are trying to go to market, you got to stick to the fundamentals. The fundamentals are we target companies, we sell to people, we talk to people. That's your list. Are the companies a good fit? Like Ryan was just saying, if I went through every single company manually, would my product radar go off and say this is a good fit, or would it go off and say this is a bad fit? I know what's a good company simply by looking at a few things. For our business, most sellers know this, most owners, founders, VPs of sales, marketers, they know this, yet they look for the easy button. I just need 10,000 companies. So let's go scale it up using a Clay agency, Ocean.io, these other tools that'll just spit out these mediocre lookalikes and things that aren't really a good fit. And then you've got a huge chunk of the list that's bad. And then on the prospect side, on the contact side, are these actual titles that we want to sell to? And does that company use the title the same way? Most companies will have different meanings for a VP of sales. We had a client who VP of sales was essentially an AE, an account executive, a seller. I've seen another one where a VP of sales.
we have a client with a CRO that's an AE right now.
You see these things. I suddenly have a list filled with these people and they're not a good fit. And then I go and spend money and time on a rep, tools, training, all these things for the person to have maybe 3 to 5 conversations a day, of which a third of them are going to be a bad fit. And this is one of the things that drives me crazy.
Well, another third are bad data. So you get one meaningful conversation in a day. Let's talk about signals. Regardless, let's say signals are okay, which is fine. It's a good way to start your list, right? Maybe it gives you a hypothesis. A good signal might be active job postings for specific roles, or a technographic that they use, right? That might be a signal. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is that the majority of your list, no matter how you scrub it, the majority of your list is still going to fall into these categories of there's going to be some shit data. There's going to be some targeting issues that you have to work through. And the challenge is that the speed at which you get to that information is so damn slow. You never get enough in a short period of time to know you have this problem, to make the necessary adjustments, to begin to go down those veins of success, right? Going back to one of our other clients right now is selling to a support solution, right? Support can be support. It could be success. It could be client experience. There's a couple of different variations, but more often than not, you don't know until you actually talk to the damn organization. So you can build the list, you can talk to them, you can know that they may not be the right people, but if you talk to enough of them in a short enough period of time, you can actually realize that, oh, we should probably prioritize this one before this one if we're going to get somewhere, right?
Yeah.
In addition to that, not only can we get to the right person, but we can also identify other signals, like the types of products that are losing right now. We just moved off this one. We just moved off this one. Oh, wow. We just learned that in one day of calling, that out of the 10 completions, 3 of them are moving off of this one vendor and looking at another one. That's pretty freaking interesting. But what most people are going to see is that information collected over the course of several weeks, not one day. And you're not going to see it. That signal doesn't, your first party signals go away because you don't get it. You don't get that pattern recognition as a rep and as an organization inspecting this stuff. Then you have Ryan, leadership on the dashboard, like, where's my meetings?
Yeah, and exactly. Where are the meetings? And like, I am still fuming a little bit from this call I got off of recently, where this guy who I had done discovery met his founders. We talked about it. It's a pre-Series A cybersecurity startup, right? The founders are first-time founders, and they decided to hire a GTM engineer. Now, I don't know what a GTM engineer really does, but I assume they're a list builder and an email spammer, mostly.
Well, they do LinkedIn too,
and,
bro.
Oh, and LinkedIn spamming, sorry. But at the core of a GTM engineer's job is using signals to build the list so that they can then weave it into an email strategy so that there's a higher open and a booking rate and meetings that are set. And in my mind, other than being irate with this person who will remain nameless, but I took a breath and I said, can I ask you something? Like, if you looked at the list that this person builds, would you be able to like go through websites and identify like, yeah, it's a great account? He goes, yeah, of course. But what do you mean, manually? I'm like, yes, manually. Would you be able to do that? He goes, yeah. But he was so incredulous with his response. He goes, manually? Like, I would have to do that kind of work.
I have to look at the people I'm actually going to market to.
This is the job. This is the job. But know who you're targeting.
Shouldn't we be able to audit this? Shouldn't we just be able to automate that? Like, we should just automate. We should just automate that. It's not
a replacement. It's not a replacement of the account. It's not a replacement of finding good contacts. It's not. And this is where Outbound goes wrong. It's like these people think I can find a signal and then I can ignore all of the fundamentals of a good list, a good account.
Well, when you're spamming,
a good contact.
When you're spamming, Ronan, it doesn't matter because they're just trying to pull off the cream. But the thing is, like, it just doesn't matter. That's literally what they do. They just grab big lists and then they go and this is why you look at the success of it. Like, I literally see playbooks on LinkedIn. Email's not dead. Check this out. What you have to do is send 100,000 emails.
Let's talk about Adam Robinson's post the other day when he goes when he talks about this agency that he hired. He goes, I've like fully automated my gajillion-dollar business with all these things. By the way, he's a cool dude, good entrepreneur. I don't actually know him personally. It's just this one post really irked me, and he talks about how like he emailed people and it led to all this revenue, and then he shared the numbers. And it was literally like over 100,000 emails sent in like a 90-day period with like a 0.1% reply rate.
That's not even that much, dude. Some of these companies are sending 1 million emails a month to get to
punchline in this,
a 0.01% response rate.
And like the punchline, that's right. And like the punchline in all of this to me was those responses that you got look like about 5 days of 2 cold callers in our system.
Well, yes, but you got to realize that, to your point, they want the easy button. But here's my thing I would challenge the cyber folks is like, if you sell to sales and marketing people, then sure, go do that. Like, grab your list. And again, he's literally selling a marketing, sales and marketing tool. Like, you put in a pixel on your website. So you would have success doing email, but like cybersecurity, it's literally their job to not allow people that are unauthorized to get an email into your inbox. And by the way, if they're clicking on that email, then they're at ground. I mean, we just went through SOC 2 certification. You have to watch this video, and it's like, it's so funny. It's the anti-sales development case study. Like, you can't click on, these are phishing emails and all this stuff, and spammers are getting
100%.
It's not just spammers. It's the scammers that are getting very sophisticated, where like you could use different characters in the different languages, and it looks like it goes from .com. But literally, what these go-to-market engineers are doing are like basically using scammer techniques to try to do lead generation. That's what literally that's what they're doing.
That's not what they're doing. That's not it. What they're doing is they're looking
100 different email addresses that if you just looked up their domain isn't going to, like, unless hopefully they redirect them. I guess they could do that, but most of them don't. They're lazy to do that. So,
well, a lot of them redirect to these days to the core website.
That would be the best way to do it.
You do, yeah.
That's the best thing to do. But at the same time, if you're cold emailing someone and you're going to any bigger organization, if you're selling to maybe small mom and pops, it doesn't matter. But any bigger organizations where cybersecurity is an issue, like an employee clicking on an unauthorized email coming to your inbox is grounds for being terminated.
Yeah.
Like, data security, it's crazy. And so yet
happening.
Yet these guys, these go-to-market engineers, are now going to help sell a cybersecurity solution. I mean, it's very interesting to me. I would love to see the net result of that. Not to mention what you just mentioned in the first place. Like, most of the people on the list shouldn't be on the list in the first place. So now you're just continuously making it harder and harder and harder and harder for true business-to-business sales professionals to be successful, because people are blown away by the noise. And now, again, no list is perfect. Even when we cold call, you can do your best. You don't know until you talk to people. But for the love of God, like, let's try to eliminate, real estate organizations when we're trying to sell to clinical practices, right?
For sure.
That's straightforward. Look at the damn website. But you mean I have to inspect it one-to-one? Yeah, yes, you should. You should before you do it. It's your duty. You're gonna go and put somebody on a list to go and cold call someone. I blows my mind. Or cold email, whatever.
Yeah.
They don't respect the person that they're going after.
No, and it's looking for a shortcut will always lead you to a dead end. Stop looking for shortcuts. Doing things because you're afraid to pick up the phone and have a conversation will lead to a dead end. You've got to lean into that discomfort if you're going to do outbound the right way and have conversations on the phone. And the thing I wanted to say to wrap this up is, look, there's nothing more important in outbound. Nothing more important than the quality of the accounts and the contacts that you put on a list. It's your list. Your list is the strategy. Ryan has said it endlessly. You're going to hear us say it a lot. Your list is your strategy. The second most important thing is probably your rep. I say probably because arguably you could say if you have a strong system like the things that we build, that could be your second most important thing, but nothing beats the list. And what signals become is a replacement for fundamental list building that works. We target accounts, we sell to people. That's it. It's got to fit your ICP, the person that's to fit your persona. And you know what? The best part of the outbound operator system, this is the thing that I love and why I love doing these proof of concepts, is we'll find the gaps really fast. You won't waste time. It's design thinking, it's iterative thinking, it's product thinking, it's very Silicon Valley. Fail forward, move fast. In most outbound systems, you can't move fast because there aren't enough true signals. There's a lot of noise.
Wait, like Silicon Valley, like hot dog, no hot dog?
It's
Or
a great
DTF?
app.
Middle out?
Oh man. Well, all right. Sorry for the rant today. Couldn't help myself. If you like this episode or hate this episode, hit subscribe because we
Hot
got
dog.
more. Hot dog, not hot dog. I'm Ronan Pesar. With me is Ryan Reiser. We're the Outbound Operators. And feel free to share comments down below what kind of topic you want us to cover next when it comes to cold calling, outbound sales, anything in the world of go to market. We've been doing it combined 30 years, Ryan 18 years, myself 12. And we're honored and privileged to be here with you today. Thank you. Stay tuned to the next one.